is Ira May Amper from Section Time. For today's video, I am going to demonstrate the range of motion exercises. So, watch this!
Range of motion exercises ROM. Exercise are done to preserve flexibility and mobility of the joints on which they are performed. The importance of range of motion exercises is to prevent the development of adaptive muscle shortening, contractures, and shortening of the capsule, ligaments, and tendons. Types of range of motion exercises.
Active exercise. Movement produced in a segment of an active contraction of the muscles crossing the joint within the unrestricted range of motion. Active assistive exercise. Assistance is provided by an outside force, or manual or mechanical, as the prime mover muscle is unable to complete the motion. Passive range of motion or exercise. Movement cannot be performed by the patient. The healthcare worker must move each joint through its range of motion.
Range of motion exercises. Video demonstration.
Today, Miss Helia, my name is Ira, your aide for today. I'm here to help you in your range of motion exercises. Before I go in your room, I already washed my hands. Make sure that your body is on a right or correct position. So, I am going to start your shoulder exercise now. We do the flexion, extension, flexion, extension of the upper arm. Next is, I roll your hand to your side to do the hyperextension. Abduction, adduction. Abduction, adduction. Next is the rotation of your shoulder. Outward rotation, inward rotation. Outward rotation, inward rotation. And we work on your elbow. We do the flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. We also do the supination, pronation. Supination, pronation. Next is we work on your wrist. We do the flexion, extension, hyperextension. Flexion, extension, hyperextension. Then I roll your hand to your side to do the radial flexion, on flexion. Radial flexion, on flexion. Radial flexion, on flexion. And we also work on your thumb. We do the abduction, adduction. Abduction, adduction. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension. And we also do the opponents of the little finger. And we also do the fingers. Abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. I will work it individually. We also do the flexion, extension, flexion, extension of the fingers. So are you ready for the next exercise?
Yes.
Alright. So we only expose one leg. We do the flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. And you also work on your knee. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension. Outward rotation, inward rotation, outward rotation, inward rotation. And you also work at your ankle. Plantar flexion, dorsal flexion, plantar flexion, dorsal flexion. Outward rotation, inward rotation, outward rotation, inward rotation. Next is we work on your toe. Abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. I will work it individually. And we also do the flexion, extension, flexion, extension of the toes. So, we are done with your exercise now. There's anything that you need? Alright. So, I go wash my hands and record. That's all, and I hope you learned something.